So we're going to go through the answers to these conservation and momentum questions now. So it says a paintball gun is used to fire a small ball of paint called a paintball. What is the momentum of the paintball before the gun is fired? It is 0. Give a reason for your answer. That's because the velocity is 0. Calculate the momentum of the paintball just after the gun is fired. So it tells you that the velocity is 90 meters per second and the mass is 0.003. What is the momentum of the paintball just after the gun is fired? It is 0.003 times 90, which is 0.27. Then it says the momentum of the gun and the paintball is conserved. The total momentum of the gun and the paintball just after the gun is fired will be equal to the total momentum of the gun and the paintball before the gun is fired. So 5 marks available there. Then, the car did not stop in time. It collided with a stationary car in front, joining the two cars together. Figure 2 shows both cars just before and after the collision. The momentum of the two cars is conserved. What is meant by conservation of momentum? It means the momentum before is equal to the momentum after. Calculate the velocity of the two cars immediately after the collision. So before, we're going to do the momentum of each one, we're going to add them together. So we've got this momentum, so mass times velocity, so 1500 times 8 plus 900 times 0. So 1500 times 8 is 12,000 plus 0. So that's 12,000 kilogram meters per second. Now after the join together, so the mass is going to be 1,500 plus 900, which is 2,400 kilograms. And we know that the momentum before equals the momentum after. So we know, so if we're going to use P equals mv, we know that the momentum is 12,000. We know the mass is 2,400, but we don't know their velocity. We need to get rid of the 2,400, so we're going to divide both sides by 2,400. So they cancel, and our answer is going to be 12,000 divided by 2,400, which is 5. Okay, 3 marks available there. You get 1 mark for figuring this out, okay, 1 mark for doing the maths, and then another mark for getting 5. Next, this is an extension task. So that question that you just did was out of 4. So if you don't do the extension task, to get 80%, you're looking to get 8 out of 9 really. 7.2, so you know 8 out of 9 really to get above 80%. Let's do the extension then. The extension says the momentum before, the figure below shows a skateboarder jumping off his skateboard. The skateboard is stationary the moment the skater jumps. Explain using the idea of momentum why the skateboard moves backwards if the skateboarder jumps forwards. So the first thing you're going to write is the conservation of momentum. So momentum before equals momentum after. Okay. We need to say that before the momentum is 0 because they are stationary. Okay, and then we need to say the after the skateboarder has forward momentum, so the skateboard must have backwards momentum, so the overall momentum is 0. Okay? Then it says the mass of the skateboard, so the mass of the board is 1.8 kilograms, and the mass of the skateboarder for S, is 42 kilograms. Calculate the velocity at which the skateboard moves backwards if the skateboarder jumps forwards with a velocity of 0.3 meters per second. So we know that momentum before is 0. So we know that. So that means we know that after the momentum is 0. So we're going to have, for our momentum, P equals mv, we know that the P is 0. We need to do the mv of the board and the mv of the person. So the mass of the board is 1.8, okay? But we don't know the velocity of the board. We're going to figure that out. We've got to add that to the momentum of the skateboarder. So that's their mass, which is 42, times their speed, which is 0.3. Okay, so 0 equals 1.8 v plus 42 times 0.3 is 12.6. I now need to get my answer out of here, so I'm going to take this to the other side. I'm just going to do it underneath because I've run out of space. So I'm going to take the 12.6 to the other side, so I get 0 minus 12.6 equals 1.8v. Then I divide both sides by 1.8 to get rid of this 1.8. So they cancel, so my v is 0 minus 12.6 over 1.8. Which gives me an answer of minus 7 meters per second. Okay, if you just get 7, that's okay as well, but yeah, it's minus 7, and the marks are for you get 2 marks for finding that 12.6, and you get 1 mark, and obviously you get a mark for getting the answer there. Okay, so that's another 6 marks there. So if you did the extension as well, that would be out of 15, and 80% of 15 is 12. So looking for you to get 12, if you did the extension, 12 or more out of 15 to show fluency. And if you haven't, then have another go at them. Okay, thank you.